appreciate it.
So LeBron James taking the fully allotted time for his end of season interview. And well, the first thing he said was that he wants a roster that will bring in more wins. But if you take a look at this, here are the challenges. The Lakers have 7 players under contract. They combine for a salary that is nearly $27 million over the cap. Obviously, that's the big three, with the bulk of that salary, including, of course, Russell Westbrook's $47 million player option. Also of note, the Lakers do not control their own first-round pick until 2025 at the earliest. So Adrian Wojnarowski was watching that. A bit of an awkward situation as you are reporting that Frank Vogel has coached his last game with the Lakers, and LeBron is saying he hasn't been told anything to that effect. And there's a bevy of Lakers that are going to be going out there facing the media today. So we'll see what happens with that timing. Overall, what really struck you about what he had to say over the last half hour or so?
Well, Hannah, first of all, LeBron seemed enthusiastic about the idea of our Dave McMenamin, the former Syracuse Orangeman, joining as a potential floor spacer next season. But no, I think for LeBron James, you saw a very circumspect LeBron James. And I think as you've seen him advance in his career, in seasons he hasn't won the championship, or in a year like this where not only did you not win a championship, you didn't make the playoffs, which has been rare in his career. You saw a very philosophical LeBron James, and wondering what might have been different with 40 different starting lineups, a group that certainly suffered a number of injuries, including his own Anthony Davis out for a significant period of time, and the only an opportunity to play 21 games with Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook. Certainly, there's going to have to be roster upgrades. You just showed in that graphic, Hannah, some of the challenges to that in terms of the limited number of future picks they have, trade assets, $47 million owed to Westbrook next season. But listen, this is a team that can play better next year, that the roster, there can be some improvements, but from where the Lakers are to a championship level roster is a long road right now. And I think for LeBron James, I think one thing, if you're a Laker fan, you take out of that, certainly, he sounds committed to being a Laker. He could sign an extension potentially this offseason. He's got a year left on his deal. He has said that, I think, throughout the second half of the season about his desire to continue in LA, win more championships. I don't think that's in question. But I think for the Lakers, as great as LeBron James has been at 37 years old, there's a window, of course, and he's still an all-NBA player. He still can carry a franchise, but there's always an urgency to win around him. They need Anthony Davis back healthy next year, and there's certainly upgrades around that roster that need to happen, and the Lakers are going to have to be very creative to be able to do that.
Also said that he does not have to have ankle surgery, so that's good news. Just has to stay off it for 4 to 6 weeks. Wants to get to the line more. He averaged 6 free throw attempts a game. That was 18th in the NBA. But said, listen, the bottom line is we weren't on the damn floor together. And he handled those Frank Vogel questions, I guess, as gracefully as he could have. It certainly will be awkward all day long for all of those going to the podium. We'll see Russell Westbrook at 4:30 and much more of you, Woj. Thank you.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.